It must have been about 6 years ago now. I was still living in a mansion in southern France. Albert arrived just as the last leaves were falling at the start of winter. Apparently he'd been referred by the head butler, and so he was hired. My first impression of him was as disturbingly elaborate apparatus. He was always businesslike, and after a while I started to doubt that he had emotions of his own at all. While he was the most capable of his servants, his cold demeanour made him hard to approach. It was a little questionable for a butler. Even the other servants found him distasteful. I felt some respect for his capability, though. Oh, I like this music. It's really quiet, though. It's reminding me of something that's in Final Fantasy VI, actually. It's reminding, like, or some game, anyway. He would wake up before anyone else and only go to bed after everyone was asleep. Or maybe he never slept at all. I don't think anyone ever saw him fall asleep. How many people can you say you've seen fall asleep, though? Like, you usually don't see people fall asleep. What about me, sir? Aren't you going to sleep? You were out late on an errand for father last night, were you not? That was nothing, sir. Please, do not concern yourself with me. In any case, he worked hard, never missed a detail. He was strong and he was smart. Even if it weren't for his attitude, he would have been the perfect butler. He could easily handle the work of 10 people. Soon, the servants who had always trailed after me grew fewer and fewer until it was just Albert and me. It should have been Albert and I because to be takes like the English equivalent of the nominative case. Or not the... yeah, whatever. The incident happened on a snowy night in late winter. Father, mother, and the other children had been invited to a party across the border. I was entrusted with the house and the preparations for an assembly we were planning to hold in the mansion soon after. It was great honour. Father had already singled me out as his favourite for the succession. It was an opportunity for me to gain some of the experience I would need as head of the next family. Or next head of the family. It's funny, those two sentences mean two completely different things just by displacing one word. But there were others who didn't think so well of me, and that snowy night we must have seemed the perfect chance to get rid of me once and for all. Let me go. Who are you? Such fine plumage. You are the fourth son of the LaBelle family, yes? Who's asking? Unhand me, villain. Oh my god, Sakuya is being, like, mishandled in the library. Or manhandled. And you're so young, too. What a pity. But this is my job, and only your blood to blame. So who is it that was trying to assassinate him? The blade, grown cold as ice in the winter air, neatly severs the carotid artery. Brilliant red spreads wildly across the hard floor, but it wasn't coming from me. Albert? This was not the most desirable outcome. The assassin who had pinned me from behind crumpled silently to the floor. Standing on the other side of the pool of blood was the Black Crow. Albert wiped the blood from his blade and knelt to examine the corpse. I must thank you. Oh my god, that's so, like, dramatic. This music's really cool as well. A few seconds later, and I too would have been unable to fulfill my contract. Oh no, that's him talking. It was probably as blank as always, anyway. But, unfortunately, it would appear that my client has voided the contract anyway. This is the same paper as was given to me. I won't be removing you now, Master Sakuya. Oh my god, so he actually was, like, hired to kill Sakuya, but he killed someone else who was planning to kill Sakuya so he could kill Sakuya, and then decided he didn't kill Sakuya afterwards. It was the first time I'd been involved in one myself. Yeah, I mean, anyone who's played Long Live the Queen knows this. But I didn't understand. An assassin was targeting me. Albert killed the assassin, but Albert was targeting me as well. Was this just a fight over prey? You came here to kill me? Yes, sir, that was my intention. Was? My client has violated the contract, so I no longer have any reason to do so. I have a mountain of questions for you, Albert. You will answer them. All pacts of confidentiality have been voided by the client's violation. What do you want to know, sir? Oh my god, so like, why didn't they make such a bigger deal out of his character if he's so interesting? There were 5 children by different mothers in the Bell household, an elder sister and elder brother, twin brothers and me. The LaBelle family had always chosen its heirs on ability, and I, the youngest son, was clearly the favourite. Yeah, probably because he's not as inbred and diseased as all the other members of the family who were actually related to them, seeing as he's like an outsider. But my stepmothers were not going to take that lying down. The mother of my eldest brother had hired Albert to infiltrate the mansion under the guise of the butler and wait for an opportunity to kill me. That night she became impatient. She hired another assassin independently of Albert. You slipped in as a butler, and you were ordered, and you were never liked, but you were hardly treated as a stranger. If she wanted to kill me, wouldn't it have been more certain to just wait for you to finish me off? I cannot understand why she would bring in another assassin now, of all times. It would seem that I did not gain her complete confidence, and that I regret. Do you mean to say that she was afraid that you, having grown close to me, would be unable to carry out your orders, and so she brought in an unrelated third party? Terribly sorry that I was unable to deliver the full value to her. Had she but given the signal, I would have been able to complete the contract at any time, but... He was detached as ever, unconcerned that this was his very target that he was speaking to. Perhaps his black feathers really do hide a machine. He's more machine than man now, twisted and evil. Strangely, his calm was infectious. It was amusing. The client contracted me to take care of you, Master Sakuya, but at the same time interfered with my work before giving me the signal to act. Had you died, I would be unable to complete the contract. Well, it's true. The only place a man can rest without fear of the assassin's blade is in his own grave. Master Sakuya must remain alive if he is to be assassinated. I took care of this gentleman here to preserve that state of affairs. You mean it wasn't out of your devotion and love for me? Oh, you don't mince words, Albert. You don't laugh like that ever again, though, Sakuya. Well, this is good, because now Sakuya can just hire him to be, like, his protecting assassin. It makes sense. You're leaving our service. As I mentioned, the client annulled their contract by calling in a third party. Sakuya should just hire him to kill all the other brothers and sisters and his stepmothers. Seeing as that would be like, then he wouldn't have to worry about them getting him assassinated ever again. I cannot say. That would depend on who approaches me. He could be like Shadow. Like, see, the thing is, like, he does whatever he's paid to do, and he'll do whatever he has to do for the highest bidder. So all Sakuya has to do is pay him enough to not kill him, and then everything's fine. He followed his own rules with the utmost perfection, and beyond that nothing. He would leave the mansion if he were hired to target me again. He would kill me without hesitation or remorse. Wait, Albert, I shall not allow you to leave. Stay. I'm not a butler, Master Sakuya. This mansion is not the place for me. I will hire you. If you mean as a butler, then I must refuse. If it is an assassination you are after, then we can talk. If I let him out of his sight, he will surely become a threat. I have to keep him here, but I can't hire him as a butler. Bodyguard? No, he wouldn't accept that either. Meaning, yes, Albert, I want you as an assassin. And who will I be targeting? Me. You, Master Sakuya? That's right, is that not allowed? I cannot think of any precedent, but there is no reason it should not be. In that case, I order you to remain in the Labelle household under the guise of a butler and await my signal. Oh my god, how unusual! How strange! So he's like... He's his client and target as well. That doesn't make any sense, but it does make sense. Does it let you keep him by, provided you don't give that signal? Besides, Albert is excellent. If someone else in the mansion were to make an attempt on my life, he would protect me with his own. After all, he can't kill me if I'm already dead. Indeed, sir. That sounds like a pretty hair-trigger kind of relationship, but at the same time it is a good way of keeping tabs on an otherwise dangerous assassin. I don't know, Sakuya, it still bothers me. Ho-ho, just who do you think I am? Any true aristocrat needs to have a dangerous pawn or two at hand. I don't like you, Albert, but Sakuya seems to have this sorted out. Yeah, just trust your little brother. He's not as helpless as you think. Cut him some slack. But if you do end up hurting him, I'll hunt you to the ends of the earth and back. Oh my god, that could be a game in and of itself. Albert kills Sakuya, or maybe he doesn't kill Sakuya, but Yuya thinks he did, and then Albert's on the run because Yuya is after him, but all along it was someone else, like one blowjob or something. Understood, Master Yuya. No, we don't need to see you ever again buy these obscene things. Get back here, you two. I haven't lectured you yet. Yeah, you have to get them killed. No, Christmas is over. It's February. It might even be March by the time this video goes out. Understood, sir. Yeah, go get them and kill them so I never have to see them ever again. Well, that's that for that part of Let's Play Hatoful Boyfriend Holiday Star. With me, RockPaperMario. In the next part, we'll do this, whatever this is. I have no idea. But I'm pretty sure there'll be surprises aplenty as per usual. So, yeah, see you next time. Bye now.